February. Today we're going to study, just a quick study on Saint Valentine. And we're going to do a Valentine project. I'm going to try to make it short and sweet this time. So I'll give you a brief history about Saint Valentine and then we'll proceed. Okay, Saint Valentine, he was a bishop and a Christian martyr. He was born AD 226 in Tyranny. He died February 14 in Rome. He was venerated in the Catholic Church, the Anglican Church, the Eastern Orthodox Church, and the Lutheran Church. His feast is February 14th. His attributes were he loved birds, roses, being a bishop, helping the crippled, helping children with epilepsy. He also was told to have cured people. He refused to adore any idols. He was beheaded in the end for standing up for Christ. He was depicted as holding the sun in his arms and giving sight to a blind girl. His patronage was known for helping people who fainted. He blessed beekeepers. He married people. He made the people who he married in a sacrament were very happy in their marriages. He was a very loving man, and he also had a heart for the sick. So what the Catholic Church does is they keep relics, which are, parts. I won't get so graphic, but here's a computer image of what they think St. Valentine looked like. It was done from reconstructing bone structure. Okay, so I'm going to give you some history about him. The Feast of St. Valentine is February 14th. It was established in 496 by Pope Gelasius I, who included Valentine among all those whose names were justly among men. And he was a Roman priest. He was worthy, strong, and powerful. His name, Valentine, is derived from the word valens, which means worthy, strong, and powerful. It was a very popular late antiquity name. There were 11 other saints with the name Valentine, which I thought was interesting. His name was really Valentinus, but we have turned it into Valentine. There's a picture of him. He was in prison, and the reason he was in prison is because he preached about Christ wherever he went, and he would not stop. And one time, he was in an important town of Umbria in central Italy. He was under house arrest in jail under the judge Asterius. He tried to even witness to Asterius and talk to him. And Asterius listened, but he was, very opposing Valentinus. Anyway, after listening to him preach about Jesus, the judge had an adopted daughter who was blind, and he worried about her all the time. He brought the daughter, and he said, well, Valentinus, if you really are of God, why doesn't your God heal my daughter? Well, Valentinus laid hands on her, and guess what? She could see again. So this really shocked the judge. So the judge said, well, what do you want me to do to pay you back for healing my... So the judge asked Valentinus, how can I repay you for praying for my daughter? And he said, well, start with getting rid of all the idols in the town. Get rid of anything that is not of God. And the judge obeyed, and as a result, he freed every Christian inmate that was in his authority. He let them go. The judge, his family, and 44 members of his household and his servants all got baptized because of speaking to Valentinus. Well, after Valentinus was let go, wasn't long after, he was put back in jail for evangelizing. And under Claudius Gothicus II, Claudius even listened to Valentine. And Valentine did secret marriages where Claudius said there can be no more marriages. He wanted to do all this fertility, pagan stuff. And so secretly Valentine married people, and he got in trouble for that. So while in prison behind jail, this little girl that had been blind would come and visit him through the window. And they soon were going to condemn Valentinus to death. And they said, you have to renounce your faith or, you're going to die. Well, he did not renounce his faith. He refused. And so the last letter he wrote was to Judge Asterius' daughter. And he flipped it through the window, and it said, to remember Christ. And he also said, from your Valentine. So I think that's where we get the cultural day of giving a Valentine or a heart or rose or something sweet to those we love. So I have a project plan for little ones to do, which is quite simple. What I did was, these are old blouses of mine that I ripped up. And what you do, I'll just show you how to make one. And this is a piece of fabric that I had. So I will get some scissors. And you just make a cut in your fabric and make it the strip as big as you'd like. And then you rip it. It's kind of like you would rip and make a rag rug or a rag coat. So that's how I did these. All these strips were just slit and ripped. And then this piece of fabric will be used for your banner. So I'll put that down right now and I'll show you the other things we did. So here's a piece of foam that you can get. They sell them at the Dollar Tree and at Michael's Craft. And what I did was I used my heart punch to make some. Okay. So here I have a heart punch. You put a piece of paper or anything you want in it, you punch it and a heart pops out. I tried it with this foam. It's kind of like a craft foam that you can get at the Dollar Tree or at Michael's Craft. And I slide it right in here and just punch, and then out comes a heart like this. And so I punched all these little hearts out, and then I wrote a few little love sonnets and little sayings, hug and always. And so when you make your banner, you have something, you need to adhere it to something. So I just got a puncher, a hand puncher like this, and you just punch wherever you want to string your ribbon or your rope or whatever you're working with. Okay, so here we have our little love sweet words. And then I asked my husband for some of his old decks of cards, and he gave me plenty. And what I did was, to me, the king is Jesus, the King of Kings, or you could just be king. And then I punched the queen. And there's quite a few of them, and I used different decks that he was going to throw away. So it was kind of recycling. And then I had used this from a past Bible study lesson, and it just says Bible hearts, okay? Punch holes. And then I got these foam hearts. I don't have a punch that big, but these were really reduced. I guess they were damaged or something, but I saved some of them. And just punch, punch. And then I'll do it like this. Punch a hole right here, and more to the middle than to the outer side, so there. Okay, so there's a punch there, and then I had some old stationery. It's been in my stationery box for quite a while, and I thought it was so beautiful. It almost looks like lace, but it's just a note card. So I cut off the salvage part, the end, the hem of it, and made these things that look like little pieces of lace, but it's actually stationery paper. So what I'll do is I'll get this pretty pink heart and make it look like I've put lace on it. Here's another one. I'll do this one, okay? So you can see it a little bit better. And then you just get a stapler, because glue does not adhere very well to this. There must be a certain kind of glue, but I'm quick, so I just went like that. Stapled it on there. It looks like lace. And you could write a little, like an idiom or a love thing, and I'll just put, be mine. So I just wrote the word be mine on it, and we'll make a punch and another punch, and we will get ready. Everything you're going to put on your banner needs to have 2 punches in it. So there we go. We've made the heart, we've punched the cards, and we've got the little sayings that say be mine, my girl, all these lovely. So there we go. We're all prepared. We're all ready to go. Now, a friend of mine who is 100 years old used to collect paper when she was a girl, and she gave me a bunch of her old paper hearts. So aren't they beautiful? So I thought I'd put a couple of these on the banner also. Okay, so there we have it. Here's a tiny little heart punch, similar to my large heart punch. So you can do all kinds of things. I punched a little hearts here, and then I just glued them behind there to make it look red. Okay? So then you can get a piece of yarn. I have this. So now that we've punched whatever we're going to put on our little banner, we're going to start hanging these things. And what we do is, I think I'll start with my big heart, because I like my big heart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to string my big heart on the end, and you start from the back, and you just go in the little hole that you punched, like that, and you put it from the front to the back like that, and you just pull it. See, there you have it. So you do different things from each side. So I'm tying this over here so it will stay on the door and we won't have to mess with it. Okay, so then you would put, oh, I kind of like the heart one. So you put it like it's a little ghost, just like that, and then you bring the hoop part down like that and pull the other two, like the little legs, in. And that's it. So that's what you do. And you do it with all your colors, whatever you want. Like that. Okay, so I have put some of my rag strips, and I put the Be My Valentine, and then over here, I think I'll put the same thing. You string it from the back, like that. Pull your little string through, or your yarn, or your rope, and then just pull it, and you just string them along. That's kind of easy for little hands. And then you just put all your other things. You can put this, and then you can put another piece of your banner, and then this time we could use red, and there you have it. And then all you do is you do the same thing on the other side. So then you have this pretty banner to put on the child's doorway or on your mantle. It's just quick and easy and something to do maybe on a rainy day or a quiet afternoon, and it will jazz up the house and make you feel in the spirit of Santa. It's just something to make your house feel festive, and in honor of St. Valentinius, who was so good that he would die for Christ. So we will always remember him and make it colorful and beautiful because he was a lover of love. So here I have a finished banner for you to enjoy. And I chose the Queen of Hearts and little kisses, and there's the antique little heart. And I put some scriptures, John 3:16 and Romans 8:28. And it might challenge people to look them up. They're love scriptures. And there you have it. You can make it as wide or as long as you want. You can make your strips real long or real short. It was quite fun, quite cheerful. Okay. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed my Valentine project. Please tune in next week and subscribe if you liked it. Happy Valentine's Day.